Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Key Gaming Podcast. This is episode 7. I am Lan Mind, and we are here today with Johnny BoomBotz. Johnny's just a regular now, so I don't even have to give him like a freaking huge intro. You already know what it is. What's up, Johnny? How you doing?
What's going on? I do still appreciate huge intros. It does make
Mm.
me feel special inside. But nah man. Thank you for having me back again, of course, as usual. And I'm glad to be here.
Yeah, I don't even think we should do the whole thank you for having me back because you're just a regular here. I know I switch between you
Yeah,
and
you're
Chris a
right.
lot, so it's like it's the crew now. This is what it is. I was just thinking, right? Before I even get into the show, I always make this mistake. So I want to make sure I don't make this mistake again. The last time we did our podcast, we talked about Nintendo shortage, right? So that was episode 6. So we are episode 7. How's your week been, man? What's going on? I know your birthday's coming up soon and you have been on a tear with your streaming. You've been drinking on stream like usual, but what's going on?
Yeah, so I mean things are going great. It's been, a wild ride, especially with streaming in general and just overall.
Mm,
I'm still trying to grow and trying to figure out where
yeah.
I place in the streaming area. I am doing a lot of changes coming forward with the drinking on stream. I'm not doing like I was originally doing shots for subs and everything else too. I'm not doing that as much anymore because I don't want to really go against Twitch's terms of service and get myself banned before. And I want to
Mm,
grow and I want to find out where I'm going to grow with.
yeah.
But Whiskey Wednesdays is still going down. My birthday is coming up in 2 weeks, and I am doing the hot tub stream,
Oh
which
God.
is going to be so much fun. But it's only going to be like a 1 hour IRL. I'm going to be in my fully clothed, basically sitting in the jacuzzi, just being stupid. Just that, it was a sub goal. They reached it, so I got to at least give it to the fans. But yeah, man. I mean, oh, I actually did do that one thing that we spoke about when I went to the game store in the city.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Um,
How was that?
and I bought this game store is amazing. Like
What's
they
the name
have
of the
everything
store?
from it's Video Games New York.
Okay.
They have a website and everything. They have everything from like ColecoVision systems, Atari, Sega Genesis systems, all the way up to PS5 games. Any game you could possibly imagine. I had a bunch of old SNES games. I
Mm,
sold them, got store credit for them, and I ended up buying a whole bunch of new games that I'm excited to buy.
really?
I got limited run games too. So like certain games that are only released in the States for a limited time only, they actually say limited run on the game.
Wow.
And some games that are only digital usually, but the companies may release. I found out may release a couple hundred copies. They don't release, digital. They only release mainly digital, but it's an
Yeah.
indie game company, so they actually release full copies. Like something like here. So I got Shantae, which is a old DS game.
I
I
can't
think
see
DS
it.
game.
You gotta move back a little bit. Put it towards your face.
Oh,
Yeah, there you go.
so it says like it says limited run on the bottom right here.
Mm,
So yeah, I got a couple of good games like that though, and I'm growing my collection for gaming. We'll see
awesome.
how it goes.
And
Yeah.
I know that theaters have been opening up. Last weekend I went to see 3 movies back to back. I actually saw Army of the Dead, Spiral, the Saw stories, and they those that want me dead with Angelina Jolie. Now, me and my wife went to see Friday, Saturday, Sunday. I would say out of all 3 movies, I enjoyed Spiral the most, but I still can't take Chris Rock seriously. Like there are some scenes in there where he's like angry and he's like trying to perform, and it's weird. And then even in the beginning of the film, it feels like he was doing a stand up comedy show because it was just like joke after joke after joke, and it's Chris Rock. That's what he's known for. That's what he's a legend. Uh,
Right.
but the story was good. It just it left me like at the end, kind of like Army of the Dead. Like what? And I know you saw Army of the Dead. What were your thoughts?
Um, I need to ask you before we go into that though. Did you feel that you paid for all three movies in the movie theater?
Yes,
Do you
sir.
regret that decision or not?
No, because I love the theater, man.
But
Now,
but do you wish you yeah, okay, I understand the love of the theater, but
uh,
now the movie choice though. Like if you were able to switch that with another movie compared to all three of
yeah,
those, because I watched Army of the Dead on Netflix last night.
mhm.
If I would have went to the movies and had to pay for that, I would have walked out halfway through and asked for a refund.
It's not that bad.
No, it's okay. So, and you know that I'm a hater on a lot of things, and
Yes,
I tend to
Johnny's a
I
hater.
tend to make the worst of the worst.
Uh,
Army of the Dead, in my opinion, was I went in there with no expectations. I expected it to be like the worst version of Resident Evil movies
Uh
mixed
huh.
with like Shaun of the Dead. Well, I didn't know what to expect, but I expected nothing really.
Mm.
The start of it was great. It was comedic. They had a lot of funny lines to it, like a little bit here and there that I was like, all right, they're making almost like they're using the cliche zombie movies and everything else too, kind of thing. And the Zack Snyder, his slow motion and the rest of that shit. Okay.
Yeah, and the depth of field.
Right, the depth of
Oh,
field. And then all of a sudden though, I'm watching it in the first half hour to an hour. I'm like, okay. I'm like, it's good. It's okay. I understand where they're going with the story.
mm.
Then out of nowhere, the last hour was just kind of like, let's just take everything we can and just throw it in and throw it at you because I left with so many questions. Number one, and I want you to answer this if you can.
Spoilers.
Yeah, spoiler alert. Why do some of the zombies have blue eyes? I saw two zombies have blue eyes.
I don't
Then at the
know.
end of it,
That ain't like the movie.
right? But then at the end of it, though, when the dude Batman, zombie Batman, which is the main zombie, because he looks like with a metal helmet and shit, and the cape, like a zombie wearing a cape, he looked like
He
zombie
got it
Batman
from
to me.
the Olympus guy. You remember he kept staring at him. He has a cape.
Yeah, because he had you know, pee issues. He had compensation issues.
Continue.
So no, my thing was though is that why is it that when he got shot, his head blew open and it had blue like lightning almost in a way, some kind of way. So what made you know what I mean? There were things in there that they didn't explain it as to why that was going on. Like they don't explain how they know that you can get up to a certain point, but the tiger won't attack you. They don't explain how you know that you can go here and they'll leave you alone as long as you sacrifice somebody. They just threw too much shit out there without explanation to it. And if they do a prequel to it, I probably will watch it. If they do a sequel, I probably will watch it only on Netflix because I want to get more story to it. But I'm not looking forward to it. It's not something that I'm like, oh, they need to come out with it. I won't petition for it like a Snyder cut,
Uh huh.
but I want more story to it. It was
No.
just, I don't know.
So okay, no, I get what you're saying. Now, as far as going back to the original question about do I regret going to the theater to watch them, like, yeah, in a sense, I actually would have watched all three of them at home. Maybe the Army of the Dead, I would like to watch it on a big screen with surround sound, but the rest of them I could have just watched at home. Um, Now, as far as the story, I felt one, there was a couple things. The movie was just way too long. It could have been an hour and 30 minutes, and we would have
How long
enjoyed it.
was that movie? Because
Two
I was
hours and a
watching it.
half.
It was because
Yeah,
I was literally halfway through it, and I'm just like, this movie feels like it's way too long. I didn't check how long the time
yeah. I
was. That
think
makes
it's
sense
two
too.
hours and
Okay,
31 minutes to be exact. But it could
okay.
have been shortened. It could have been an hour and 30 minutes. That intro was so long, bro. I was like, okay, we get the point, man. And I was telling my wife when we left the movie, I would have loved to see the intro as a movie. Like the zombies coming to attack, them trying to survive, and them closing Las Vegas. And then we see the second one as what we saw right now. That would have been a great
Exactly.
sequel. We would have got more
Exactly.
development of the characters. We would have been more invested in them. And I'm like, why that intro wasn't the entire movie? That should have
Yeah,
been the first movie.
100% agreed, and I
Um,
definitely think that too.
and I thought
I
that
feel sorry.
no, I just thought that the zombies, they didn't give an explanation as to why they're so smart. What is it that ticks? How do they communicate? Like, how did they even have a baby, bro?
That was the other thing too, is the baby. And did you
Really?
okay? That goes to the blue thing again too, because the
Mm,
baby when he pulled the baby out, it was blue, and then
I don't
then
know.
it stopped being blue. So like, I feel like he had this, you know, and you know, Snyder always has like these great thoughts, and a lot of
Yeah,
his ideas are very well thought out, but he doesn't know how to put it into movie form where he can't take an 8 hours worth of thoughts and put it into a 2 hour movie without leaving you wanting more, but you
yeah,
don't get the more, and that's the problem I have with that. I like the intro, like you said too, is the fact that it gave away in the trailer, like with him working in the
yeah,
burger store,
yeah,
and it was like you had no reason to know who he was. You had nothing at all. They should have just really done either one or the other one.
yeah, yeah.
And I thought that that girl, the one that when you watched the container drop on the
Oh,
chick
yeah,
at
yeah,
the end of
yeah.
it, I was like, tell me this is the queen because they just kept on focusing on that queen way too much, like as if they were trying to go towards
That
that route or
person's
that
body
means
got
she was his wife.
splatted. There's no
Yo,
way
for real.
that.
Like, I don't know, it was just all over the place in my opinion.
All right. Well, we're not here to talk about Army of the Dead. We're
But
here to talk about some gaming news that happened the previous week. And we have four topics today with a bonus. Now, I don't know where you want to start, but the first thing that happened this week that blew my mind was AT&T selling off Warner Brothers, aka DC, to Discovery.
Yes.
Now,
Part come my glasses.
so according to what I saw, and I first saw it on Twitter, DC Comics, WB Games sold an AT&T Warner Media Discovery merger. So they didn't sell off; they came together as one. I'm a little confused about that. I saw the tweet and I was just like, "So wait, it's not in the hands of Warner Brothers anymore?"
Right. I didn't see the tweet, but it's interesting and weird at the same time, 'cause I've been trying to look into it, and I have it pulled up over here, some of the information on it,
Mm-hmm.
and I've been looking into it, and it's a question of, because when AT&T first bought Warner Brothers in DC and stuff too, that was a question, was, are they gonna just sell off the comics and sell off the video game
Uh,
aspect of it? Because they don't care about it, they just trying to make money off of it. So what's the future of the comics and video game
mm.
aspect of Warner Brothers? Because now, mind you, Harry Potter is also included in that too.
Oh, that's
And
right.
now, when you're talking about that, you're also talking about Universal Studios. And Harry Potter owns the rights to Universal Studios. Harry Potter and Universal Studios have exclusive rights to the theme park and all. So I
Mm.
want to see like the future. This has implications possibly for a lot of things going forward. I don't know. I would have to really look into it more, because remember, Universal is NBC.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So that's where some of those, like, it's a lot of gray area with certain things. Um, but from what I'm seeing though, is they're going to be doing where it's going to be taking over everything. It's going to be a merge of AT&T still owns it, is what it is.
Okay. Yeah, yeah.
They own 70%, 77% of the stock
Okay.
of the merge. So they're going to be making money, but they have no decision rights over it.
Wow.
So they're still keeping the money. They sold it for a shit ton of money because they were going broke, because they couldn't afford, and they don't have. That's the other thing too. Their new production cost that they have, the amount of money that the new production for not AT&T, for Discovery,
Mhm.
is almost 5 times, I think, or 6 times more money than Netflix's production,
Wow.
what they're going to be putting to it. Let me try to see if I can pull it up while you go on with
That's
that.
huge. Yeah, no, I was gonna go into, so as far as the DC Comics and Warner Brother games, uh it hasn't been confirmed. But it is claimed that the sale includes some of the WB games and that DC Comics will be co-owned by Discovery along with WB. This is coming from the website comicbook.news. And the tweet goes as follows from
Cosmic.
Cosmic, I'm sorry. Oh, Cosmic, I read that wrong. Okay, cosmicbook.news. Uh, and one of the tweets as follows from Stefan Tortillo. I think I'm pronouncing that correctly. WB Games is getting broken up somehow due to AT&T's Warner Brothers Discovery sale slash merger. Some of the games, some of the gaming arm will stay with AT&T, and some will go with the new company. Reptiles Axis. I don't know. Sarah Fisher. No further info. WB Games lists 11 studios games uh, for all kinds of IP and devices. That's what it says here. I mean, I'm not saying that the person doesn't know how to write, but it was kind of confusing how to say that sentence. Or was it like a run-on sentence? But pretty much, it's not in limbo, but it looks like the way it's gonna work out as far as the games and comics is, according to what they're saying here, is gonna be all done by Discovery. Like you said, they
Right,
have the
because
decision, the last word.
the next tweet down says, also correcting part of the tweet, that the sale includes some of Warner Brothers
Mm,
interactive Warner Brothers games, but not all. The sale does include DC Comics Discovery through the new venture, now effectively co-owned as DC Comics with Warner Brothers. So DC Comics with Warner Brothers are probably, I'm guessing they're going to be working together for it.
mm,
And then Rooster Teeth is also part of the sale.
wow.
And Rooster Teeth is a massive behind the scenes company, because you remember they've been around for generations already.
Yeah.
Rooster Teeth, yeah. So I mean, it's really going to be it's going to be a huge thing. It's going to be a huge. I feel that so many companies right now are looking to try to figure out where they stand in the idea of the major companies. There's only going to be a big four left. Disney's not going to go anywhere, and they're
Yeah.
they're going to be buying up whatever they can.
Yeah.
So now you got to try to figure out where the next company goes. And DC, I think, people are still sleeping on DC for a lot of reasons because they haven't had the best track record with movies.
Mm-hmm.
Well, but I do feel though that if they get their foot in the hold, and this might be great for them, they might be doing 10 times better with the production value that Discovery could offer them, as opposed to what AT&T was able to offer them. Um, this might be a game changer. Like this might be a game changer in so many ways. The problem is though it's still so fresh that we don't have
There's not much information.
yeah, there's not concrete information. There's
Yeah.
nothing really going for it because look what happened with Disney's merger with Marvel. I mean,
Mm,
everything could change like, week to week, and then we
yeah.
might find out next week that it's not going to happen, or they're going to add this or take. I mean, not Disney with Marvel, Disney with Fox.
Oh yeah,
Um,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
like things were changing. Information was coming in so fast, and it was changing so quick. So I think we definitely will stop back on this a couple times throughout the coming weeks to check on it and see where we go. But
Yeah, there's just not much information to go on it, but I think it is news because it's involving the gaming of Warner Brothers, which put out great games, by the way. I think their games are amazing. Their Batman games are amazing. I'm looking forward to the Suicide Squad game, supposed to be coming out next year. Um, their games are just really good. Arkham Asylum was great. So like
yes,
that series is great. They do great jobs with their video games. As far as the comics, I haven't read a DC comic in years, so I don't know where that's gonna lead, or where they're gonna go as far as the comic books. If it's still gonna be, be in production, or they're gonna end it. There's not much detail, but I thought it was interesting, so it caught me by surprise. It was pretty big news in
yeah.
the beginning of the week.
And
So,
my biggest takeaway from this whole entire merge, though, honestly, was what we were talking about beforehand, is
mm.
the idea of the streaming service and how it's going to work out because of with HBO. It's like the fact that movies are released
Oh yeah,
day
yeah, yeah.
one. So,
When you say streaming, I'm thinking like Twitch or something. Like, wait, what? How did they
oh
get
yeah, no,
involved?
no, sorry.
Oh, you're talking about HBO Max.
HBO Max, and the
Okay.
fact that so HBO Max, we know that movies get released a lot of times day one,
Yeah,
movie theater and HBO Max, and it's as long as you're paying for HBO Max, there's no additional cost.
yeah.
So what
Which,
I was
side
reading
note, by
them,
the way, they're gonna be coming out with an 8.99 with ads, and you don't get the same day movie release. That was also released.
really,
Yeah,
I
that
didn't even hear
announced
about
was
that.
this. Yeah, that was announced this week. So HBO Max, I believe in June next month, they're going to start a new like subscription price at 8.99 with ads, and you don't get same day movie releases.
I love how things went because I remember when back in the day, years ago, cable TV,
Mm.
you paid for cable TV so you wouldn't get commercials. Then all of a sudden it became commercials, and you pay more money to get no commercials. So it's like no matter what though, it's just constant, and this is becoming another thing
It's
too. You used to go
advertisement and
with
it's more money.
yeah,
HBO Max
streaming
is great.
services were
Yeah.
made to cut cords with cable TV, and now I'm paying more money for 15 different streaming services than I do with, but that's a different topic. But yeah, so I found out though that they were mad. A lot of companies were mad. We spoke about because of the
Mm.
lawsuit that, or the class action that could have happened and all too, was over movie theaters having the same day release as HBO
Streaming.
Max was
Yeah.
being released, right? Because it wasn't talked about with the companies. It was just kind of like we're doing it. We got the rights. Enjoy it.
Yeah.
It's great for people like me who don't mind sitting at home. People
Hmm.
like you go out to the theater. So I mean, but going forward, though, that might change, and that might either get rid of it
Yeah.
altogether with day one release, or they're going to offer it like Disney Plus does, where you can get it same day, but you got to pay $35 for
There.
it
Yeah.
to
Yeah.
get it same day, a
And I
pre-release
think
or
that's
whatever you
the
want to call
future too. What Disney Plus is doing, if you want to go see it in theater, go ahead. If not, you can watch it at home, pay $30. I think that's a great idea. They should have done that from the beginning with
it.
Black Widow, and now they waited this entire time. But it's just, this is a great marketing strategy, and I feel that when AT&T made that move, they thought they were doing the best thing because they didn't know when these movies were going to be released in theater. Now things are opening up more, and I think it was a 1 year contract for HBO Max and AT&T to release these movies, these Warner Brother movies exclusives, to HBO Max same day. I think after 2022 you're not going to get those same days. I think that's where it ends
But
because
I
they didn't
realize it's
know.
also limited runs. Because like Mortal Kombat right now, I just saw it is coming off of HBO Max.
Yeah, yeah, they're not long. They're not staying long. They're only there for like I think a month, and then that's it.
Okay, okay.
But I'm
I didn't
saying the
realize
the
that.
contract for all these movies, they have it going up until 2022, and then that's it. I think it was just a
Okay,
1 year deal to release these movies because you have all these movies that were supposed to come out last year, but because the theater's shutting down, they're like, listen, we want to put these movies out. We want to make our money some way somehow. They're just sitting on a
right,
shelf. So
right, right, right.
I understand both sides, but yeah,
Yeah, I think Disney Plus way is doing it should be the way that they should do it because
Yeah.
it gives you the options and choice and having the options to it. If you want to wait, you can wait for free and just take it with the sub. But if you don't,
And
get it
then
early.
there's some studios that were actually selling the rights to their movie that was gonna get released in theaters to Netflix. I remember Netflix was, I think they were gonna spend, I think, 007, they wanted like $1 billion for the film. And I think Netflix, I could be wrong, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think Netflix was offering like 500 million for the rights to the
Really?
movie to stream it on Netflix. So Netflix they're buying movies so it could be released on their platform rather than, listen, we're not going to wait any longer to put it in theaters. We're probably not going to make enough money. At least if we sell it to Netflix, we'll probably get some of our money back, kind of thing.
Right. That's smart. It makes sense. I mean, it's understandable too at that point.
Yeah. So I want to
Okay.
move on to the next topic. Call of
Yes.
Duty Warzone this week released 80s action heroes as operators in Warzone. You had two choices, which was John Rambo from the Rambo movie, Sylvester Stallone, and John McClane from the Die Hard movies. And I've been playing with it with my boy Brooks. You could catch it on my Twitch. We were playing Warzone with these two characters, and it sounds like they actually ripped audio from the movies so that way they can implement it into the game. It's not like someone in a studio saying these lines. It literally sounds like a soundboard that came from the movies and they just put it in the game. It's pretty
Interesting.
sick. And they kind of look like they could have looked better, but they look like themselves. John McClane from Die Hard 1, he's barefoot with the like ripped t-shirt and the pants and the bag of money. And of course John Rambo got the bandana on his head, no shirt, with his pants and boots. It's pretty sick.
Okay.
Have you seen
Um,
the trailer when they released it?
no, that's the sad part too. I have not kept up with that one of the Call of Duty part. I
Hmm.
did see some things about it with the that they got Nakatomi Plaza in
Yeah, from Die
the
Hard
map
1.
now.
Yeah.
Right, they have it in the map, and that they were
Yeah.
doing that for like a central fight point where
Yeah.
um I know Call of Duty is that's all
Yeah.
you.
Yeah.
That's mainly your thing. And I will say though that I'm interested in to see how it goes because depending on how well it takes off of having the 80s characters
Hmm.
depends on the future of what Call of Duty is going to do because I feel like they're dipping their toes into a Fortnite. They're dipping their toes into the idea of giving more of not copyrighted, more company owned gaming. Like company owned I can't think of the word. The
Characters?
names. Characters, yeah, characters,
Okay.
names of stuff like that. So
I
I don't
think
know.
it's smart, and this is why Fortnite still stays afloat because they keep bringing video game characters into the game. Like they brought Kratos from God of War. You have superheroes like Batman in there. They had a whole Marvel thing going on at one point. They just implemented the NBA basketball players into Fortnite, so they're always
Yeah, I
doing
just
something
saw
new.
that.
Yeah,
That's the crazy part.
the NBA playoffs just started, so they implemented the NBA players into Fortnite. I haven't jumped into Fortnite to see what that was about, but they're always innovating. They're always like keeping it fresh and up to date, and that's why I think Fortnite is so successful. I don't think the game is that great, but that's just me. Maybe people think Call of Duty Warzone's not good, but I think Activision, Call of Duty, they have something here. If they want to be somewhat like Fortnite and stay fresh and up to date. Right now, Warzone's in a 1984 like realm. So bringing the action heroes from the 80s, I think is a great idea. Keeping it more like human like, not cartoony like, because
Yeah,
that's the difference between Warzone and Fortnite, where Warzone is more realistic, where Fortnite is more cartoony, and there's a lot of vibrant colors, and there's a lot of other things going on that shouldn't happen in the real world, like flying with umbrellas and all that stuff, and that's what's cool about them. But I think having Warzone bringing these characters is great. The problem that I had was you only gave me two. We can do a quad of four players, and what are we all gonna be, Rambo and John McClane? Why didn't you give us more characters? So me and Johnny sat down. We would everybody was talking about like, oh, who should we put? Even in my stream, we were just thinking of 80s characters, from different movies in the 80s. And one of them, of course, we talked about, how don't you have Arnold Schwarzenegger, bro? He's from The Predator. people know him more from the Terminator. Why is he not in there? If anyone was big in the 80s as an action star, it was Arnold. Why is he not there? Now, maybe there's some contract issues. Maybe Arnold didn't want to do it. I don't know. But if you're going to have action heroes, Arnold needs to be there.
100%, and it depends on, again, which way you wanted to. I feel depending on what way you wanted to do it, because you have Sylvester Stallone, and they used him as Rambo. They used John McClane. So they're using like specific movies, specific characters rather, actually.
From their movies, yeah. They're not just the actors. It's not like Bruce Willis is in there. No, it's John McClane.
Right. I mean, it'd be interesting though if you gave you like Bruce Willis and you got to choose different outfits of different 80s
That's
movies.
pretty cool too. Yeah, that's a good idea. Yeah, like, oh, here's another movie how he looked. That's pretty cool. Yeah.
Right. So like for instance, I'm looking at a list right now that like let's say you used Arnold Schwarzenegger. You could even give him the idea of using him as Dutch from
the Predator.
Predator. You can use him as go really all the way the hell out there as Conan the Barbarian.
Oh yeah. Okay.
I mean, I don't know how it would be interesting to see his like his killer finale, his finisher rather. Excuse me, him pulling out a huge barbarian sword and stabbing you or something. So I mean, you do have like
Commando, another one.
Yeah, another one exactly. So I mean, they definitely could have. I mean, they might eventually. I don't know what the rights are, how to do the rights and stuff.
That would be so dope. You hear from Predator, get to the chopper. Like,
oh my God, imagine.
Come on. How is that not cool? Yo, you get Arnold in there. I'm telling you, they make enough money as it is, but you get Arnold in there, bro.
A lot of people will jump into it. I might even jump back into it at that
just
point.
So you can hear Arnold's voice.
Oh yeah, without a doubt. And I mean, so I mean, there are numerous 80s action heroes that they could choose from. They don't have a small list. Chuck Norris. You have Chuck Norris, Arnold Schwarzenegger. You have Dolph Lundgren, Kurt Russell. What's his name? Mad Max. I can't remember his name all of a sudden.
Matt. Oh man, he was in Lethal Weapon too. Mel Gibson.
Yeah, thank you, Mel Gibson. RoboCop. There are so many different.
Harrison Ford too from Indiana Jones. Yeah.
Steven Seagal.
Yep, and then you said Chuck Norris too, right?
Yeah, Chuck Norris, Steven Seagal. I mean, there are numerous. I don't know if you hear my dogs in the background. I'm sorry if you do.
Chuck Norris was big, man. Jean-Claude Van Damme.
Yes.
Steven Seagal. Like, come on, give us more characters, bro. Don't just leave us with just these two. And these two are great. But there are so many other action heroes from the 80s that can really benefit from this. That it would be so dope. And like you said, you could change the skins of their characters.
Yeah, choose, give them options. Like even if you kept with only 4 of them. Even if you just kept with just the one movie. Let's say you kept with Die Hard. Choose because he didn't wear the same outfit every single movie.
No,
so
he
you
didn't.
Could choose Die Hard 1, 2, 3, 4.
Yeah.
And then I mean, like there are so many ways you can go with it. It's tough because you don't want to become Fortnite, but yet you do want to become Fortnite.
You want to still stay fresh. You want to stay up to date. You want to bring people in. Just like when they changed the map, they really changed it. There were just some elements that were changed. They had to. It's been a year. Nothing's been changed. All you do is change the guns.
The one thing that they need to do, and if they did this, I would be the first person jumping in again, paying for it if I had to, whatever it is. If they made Call of Duty very much with battlefield mechanics. So if you had the tower in the middle of the tower in the middle of the city or whatever, or the buildings, you got guys that are trying to run into that building, throw a Semtex, blow that side of the building wall off, make the building collapse on the person, kill them.
Oh, yes. Battlefield is known for that. That's dope. Yeah.
Destructible mechanics. And I know it would be hard to do it.
Yeah.
But Battlefield did it how many years ago?
Yeah, no, that's true. And the thing is with Battlefield 2, they had different specialists where you had someone that was a medic, you had someone that was like a heavy. This is not that. And I don't think battle royales are gonna implement that, but I can see from the standpoint that you were stating, where make it more realistic. Like if I throw a C4, it's just not gonna blow up in the middle of the air. It's gonna like damage the house that it got blew up in.
Right, exactly. I'll never forget when I played Battlefield.
Sick. That would be sick.
I played Battlefield. I went as a sniper. I thought I was gonna be slick. I went up on top of a sniper tower, and I'm like, I'm sniping. All of a sudden, an RPG came and hit the bottom of the tower. I'm like, they fucking missed. Big deal. Next thing I know, the whole tower starts going forward, and I
That's
died.
dope. Yeah,
I'm like, bro, like, but they knew what they were doing. They attacked the bottom,
that's
so they make the whole
realistic.
tower fall,
Yeah.
and that's where I feel that they should. I mean, they should go multiple ways, but we
Well,
can do that
side
for
note,
towers.
Battlefield is coming back out. There's supposed to be an
So
announcement
excited.
at E3, and
So
they haven't confirmed yet if there's gonna be a battle royale. But you have to make a battle royale. Battle royales are the best thing right now in multiplayer. Like multiplayer games are not even being played as much as battle royales. Like there's more
yeah,
tournaments now for battle royales than there are for multiplayers. It's insane. And also too, they're gonna be coming out with Halo at the end of the year. There's even rumors of Halo having their own battle royale. And if Halo does it, that's gonna be huge. If
well, I'm
Halo
excited for
does
that.
it, it's gonna be big. I may
That
even
I'm
jump
excited
into
for
it.
because you need to. Because I'm telling you right now, like me and Cineax, the other kid, my other friend,
Mm-hmm.
we're doing starting in June when I got my new stream schedule and all going.
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna be doing Tuesday nights at 11 o'clock. We're doing Halo from Halo 1 all the way through co-op. We're running through all the Halos for 2 to 3
That's
hours
pretty
a night.
dope. That's pretty
And we're
dope.
gonna be doing that as like that's gonna be like a side stream for me. It's not gonna be part of my main schedule, but
Yeah.
every
But
so
I've
often
never got into Halo, so I don't know the story. I only played Halo like on a multiplayer level. Like I just go into a match and play and get out. But I never
right.
played it for the story, so I don't know what that's about. Oh,
Well,
look at
you
the
got
dog. Who we got here? Who's a special guest?
hello there, Ruby. Welcome to the stream. Hi,
Oh, that's
Ruby. Thank you
Ruby.
for coming. This is Ruby. This is the little one.
What kind of dog
So
is that?
she is. We just found out she's actually part pit, part cattle.
I don't even know what
Part
the other one is.
Australian cattle dog.
Never heard of it.
Why are you wet? Mommy was playing in the yard with you. Okay, give up. No more. She playing in the sprinkler apparently in the yard.
All right, so let's move on to the
Yeah.
next topic here. This one is pretty big and it's pretty interesting at the same time. GTA 5, they're going to be getting a next gen bump on their graphics and gameplay come November of this year. It was first announced, I remember seeing it on the Let's Play for PlayStation last year, that GTA 5 was coming to next gen consoles and it was going to look amazing. And it's not that it doesn't look great now, it does look good. GTA 5 looks good, but they're going to enhance the graphics and other things in gameplay. And there's going to be other modes, I believe. I remember when I mentioned this last week about when we talked about GTA 5 and how much money they've made in sales, you were hating on it, but you still love the game, but you just wanted to hate on it. What are your thoughts about
Exactly.
this?
Um, I want to hate on the fact, and this is literally just me wanting to hate on the fact that it's being released for PS5 as an expanded and enhanced, because I feel like they need to just release GTA 6. And I would be perfectly fine if they didn't even release GTA 5 for PS5, just left it alone as it is, focus your time, focus your energy,
I
focus your money and your
absolutely
resources,
agree.
make GTA 6, make it a next gen platform game, next gen console game
Exclusive.
only,
Yeah, yeah.
exclusive, but come out with GTA 6.
Yeah, so
And
now with
even if you only give us a story first and then you give us the multiplayer 6 months down the line, just get on it. Like,
but look how long this game has been out. This was released on the PS3, GTA 5.
yeah.
And
So,
you still are milking this, like you said, you're still milking this because it's still making money.
yeah.
All the way into PS5, we're already 2 generations, and you still haven't come out with the 6.
September 17th, 2013 was the initial release date for GTA 5.
Come on,
Almost 10
bro.
years.
2 generations of consoles have already been released, and you haven't put out the 6. You haven't even given us like an idea of GTA 6, and this just confirms that GTA 6 is not coming anytime soon. The release of a GTA 6 is not coming anytime soon. They're putting so much focus and work into GTA 5, and now for the next gen. Why are you doing this? But it's
I,
because from a financial standpoint, this is
right.
business. This is what's making the money. But I agree, they should have been focusing on making the GTA 6 when the PS5 dropped. It should have been when the next gen consoles dropped. Here comes the new GTA 6. And that's what I was hoping for. When Let's Play
Yeah.
started, I was like, oh, we're gonna get a GTA 6. And then they're just showing us graphics from the GTA 5 and like, oh, it's gonna be enhanced. Like, what? I don't care
Yep.
about the 120 frames per second or anything like that. What?
Do you know what I see them coming out with? To be honest with you, I see them coming out with more for GTA 5 for PS5 than they do for the current gen. Is instead of going for GTA 6, I feel like they're going to end up doing it where, because modding for GTA is a huge thing,
Of course, but
and
that's only PC
Rockstar
though.
supports it. Right, Rockstar supports the
Of
idea of
course.
modding for their games
Yeah.
for PC. I want to see if they're going to do it where you can mod it on the PC and import it almost like a store on
Oh, well, you could
GTA, and you'll
download.
have the download the mods onto the PS5. So you might not be able to mod it yourself, but you can get those mods that
That's
we
dope.
have on PC and then use it on GTA.
That's dope.
Because in all reality, like
Yeah.
we said, they're milking it, and I
Yeah.
really think that they're going to keep milking it, and they're going
Yeah.
to keep going. Oh, GTA 6 is coming soon. Stand by. But hey, guess what though? We have 15 more stories now in GTA 5 releasing next month. But GTA 6 is coming. Don't worry, guys. We got you. So I definitely see them milking it, and I
Yeah.
mean, like I said, understandable. Almost 10 years. I mean,
It's insane, bro. I can't believe that it's had the run that it's had. I mean, the game we spoke about this before. GTA 5 is a great game, great story. But I didn't think the multiplayer was gonna take off like this, and now to the point where on PC you're doing server role playing, and it's just gotten so huge in the community of streaming, and it's a big thing that I never thought, and I don't even think they thought that this was gonna happen.
right, right. No,
So
without a doubt.
it's like there's no rush
Um,
for six, but this just
and I
confirms that
mean,
we're not getting it anytime soon.
Rockstar has been though. They are a company that is cemented themselves
Yeah, no,
like
they're
for
great.
years between GTA, between Max Payne, between like
Midnight Club and Red Dead
yeah,
Redemption.
Red Dead Redemption
Yeah,
2 is another
Bully.
one that's is like taking off. Like Red Dead Redemption 2 is their new GTA,
Yeah,
but it's GTA in the country.
yeah, yeah,
Um, and I mean, it's understandable. Like I said, it is understandable. But the one thing about GTA 5 release though for the next gen though is the fact that Sony did say it will be free for all PS5 owners exclusively during its first 3 months of availability.
Oh, okay.
So it's going to be a PS5 exclusive release for free
That's
on the
November
PS5
11th.
when it gets November 11th. Yep.
Wow, I didn't know that.
So yeah, 3 months. It says Sony has said that it will be free for all PS5 owners exclusively during its first 3 months of availability. If you already own the game, it's unclear how you'd be able to upgrade it, but they only released information saying that it's going to be expanded and enhanced. What it means,
Yeah,
who the hell knows?
that's what I'm saying. It
But
may be like I said, new gameplay, some like something in that realm. I mean, of course, it's gonna be enhanced to meet the graphics of the next gen consoles, but you can't just enhance it and not give us something new with this. So that's why expanded. They're probably gonna give us more room. Maybe Los Santos will be in there somehow. I don't know.
yeah, oh, if they did it where they actually had it where you were able to go to like even as a like Final Fantasy does in a way like you have different as an MMO
Mm,
you have different worlds where you go to different like different areas so if they had it where you can go to let's say San Andreas so you can go to Los Santos wherever you go but you're able to choose like let's say you go to the airport get on a plane and you go to another area and then you could play that
yeah,
like another
yeah.
older game in that'd be great but yeah.
No, that would be great. So I want to speaking on PlayStation, I want to bring up our last topic, and this is PS5 outselling Xbox Series X/S. Now this is weird, right? Because PS5 in quarter one is outselling Xbox, but still no one has it. So where are these
Get
consoles?
it.
You still don't got one.
Hmm.
How are people getting them? I mean, yeah, I got one. I got lucky, I could say, on day one. But you're outselling by such a large margin of Xbox. But no one still has them. Where are they
All the
selling?
scalpers. It's all the scalpers that are still trying to sell it.
The
They probably all
bots that
have it in
bought them.
stock. Yeah, because think about it this way: if you go online on eBay and stuff right now, you could buy one right away.
Oh yeah, but it's gonna be like a
But
$1,500.
right, exactly. So it's like how many people I know of at least four people myself that own at least two or three of them because they just keep them in the thing. And I was like, oh, how much you want for it? They're like, oh, 1,500, 1,200. I'm like,
That's
dude,
crazy.
like you know what? And
Get a gaming
I
PC.
hope exactly, and I hope they get stuck with it. Once they start making more, I hope they get stuck with them and they can't resell them.
Yeah, I even heard. I think in the UK they were banning resales of any next gen console. Like you couldn't resell it like independently online.
Oh, really?
Yeah, yeah, and they were
That's
cracking
smart.
down. Yeah, I remember, and correct me if I'm wrong, but I remember seeing that when they were starting to sell and people just couldn't get their hands on 'em because people were just doubling the price. It's insane, and some people will buy them. I know someone that bought two for $1,000 each.
Yeah, I mean, people. I mean, that's the thing though too. As long as the market's there, people are going to do it. Scalpers. This is the year for scalping.
Oh, for
Even with
everything from webcams to PC graphic cards, you name it, they're
look at
scalping
the
it.
Pokemon cards. Pokemon cards have been getting
Pokemon
scalped like
cards,
crazy.
yeah.
And they even said that they're still selling them. Walmart still said they're going to sell them. Other big
But
box stores
Target's
aren't
not,
selling
right?
them.
Target's not doing
No
it.
other big box stores are doing it, but
Only
Walmart
Walmart.
said we're still going to sell it.
Wow. So there's gonna
Yeah,
be fights in the Walmart parking lot. According to
that's the
what I
usual.
read too, that it was Target, that there was gunfire in a parking lot over the vendor for selling the Pokemon cards. This is insane.
Imagine what kind of Pokemon that were. They were using a Pokemon battle in the parking lot.
It's stupid. But I'm reading from this article from GamesRadar.com. It said PS5 outsold Xbox Series X and S by more than double in the first quarter of 2021, according to the new market research from an independent analyst group. Perry analysts put its global sales data for the two new gen consoles, as well as Nintendo Switch, side by side in a new report. According to Ampere's figures, Sony sold 2.83 million PS5 systems to consumers from January through March of this year, while Microsoft sold 1.31 million Xbox Series S and X consoles. Sales from both would have likely been higher if not for supply constraints, such as a global semiconductor shortage made it harder to find PS5 stock and Xbox Series X stock. So there you go. Those are the numbers. And the thing is, if I'm not mistaken, even the PS4 outsold Xbox the last gen wars. PS4 was outselling Xbox.
I believe so. I do believe so. But PS4 though, I think has a
Oh,
bigger
there's a
fan
weird
base in a
feedback
way.
coming from your microphone, man.
There's a weird feedback.
Yeah, yeah. I don't know what it
Uh,
is.
Are we good now?
No, every time you talk, it's like a crickling sound. Maybe you want
Hold
to
on.
turn the mic off and turn it back on.
Okay, how about now?
No, it's still there. It sounds like crickets every time you talk.
Oh, out of nowhere, really?
Yeah, just out of nowhere, man.
Oh,
I think
Jesus.
because they know that we're talking about this stuff, they don't want the world to know, so they're trying to mess it up, try to mess up our flow.
Yeah, apparently testing or no?
Yeah, still the same. Maybe it's
Oh,
my end. I,
jeez.
I I don't know, but I don't. When I'm hearing you, there's like a crickling sound.
So we're gonna have to cut this part of this,
No,
and
we're
then
we're gonna keep
we,
it. We're gonna keep it because we're at the end.
yeah, because I gotta talk to you about. I'm about to like end my mic real quick. Like, hold
Yeah,
on.
yeah,
Actually,
yeah.
hold on.
Couldn't take the
Let me
mic off.
hang up and then stand by 1 second,
Yeah,
guys.
stand
Hang
by,
on.
ladies and gentlemen. Hold on, we're having some technical difficulties with Johnny Boombotz's microphone, but it may be on my end. Maybe I'm hearing it crackling like Rice Krispies. I don't know. So Johnny is gone, but he will return. As you can see, I switched to the other side. Um, but Johnny is in the market for a new microphone. So maybe it's his microphone or maybe it's my end. I don't know, but it was crackling if you heard it. But while he's doing his thing, I'm just gonna say I think it's weird that PS5 is doing so well. Not that it's doing so well, but I think it's weird that it's outselling Xbox by a large margin because they are both next gen consoles. They have their respective communities and they should be almost neck and neck. But being that is it there's a shortage of Xboxes? Is that why PS5 is selling more? I don't know. What's up, Johnny? You back?
You testing? Is this okay or?
No, it's still now it sounds like a robot.
Oh, jeez, man. That's great. That's just terrific.
Yeah, it sounds like your Batman voice like modular like broke.
I can't believe that that's actually doing that now.
Yeah, it's weird. It's weird. Let me see something. I'm gonna switch my output from my headset to this. Go ahead, talk.
Girls, can you stop, please?
Talk again.
Testing.
Oh, you sound fine now. Talk again.
Testing, testing,
Yeah, you
testing.
sound fine now. Maybe it was me.
Okay. Maybe it was you.
Maybe
Maybe
it was me. I'm sorry,
you
ladies
had
and
me over here
gentlemen.
unplugging stuff and plugging things in and
Maybe it was me. Maybe when we watched this back, this particular moment in the podcast, maybe at the end of the day, it was me and something in my headset that was sounding crackling whenever you spoke.
At the end of the day, we're going to find out that I wasn't losing my mind, but yeah, Lan Mind was. And yeah, welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Keep Gaming Podcast.
All right. So what do you want to
Um,
say before this all goes to shit?
okay, so real quick, what I do need to touch on though is that um, I feel like PlayStation does have a bigger possibility of a bigger fanboy fan base kind of thing because of the fact that in all reality, when you think about it this way,
This guy said bigger
Xbox, a
fanboy.
lot
He,
of
he tried to slide that in there. Go ahead.
well, you are. I mean,
I
I'm just
mean, I
saying.
am. Yeah, of course.
Exactly. So I mean, because if you think about it though, too, a lot of the Xbox games though too are a lot of your PC gamers. So this year coming around though, a lot of PC gamers started getting more of their PC games because of the new graphics cards and everything else too.
Yeah.
So you have a lot of PC gaming as opposed to Xbox gaming at that point. Um, I even heard more talk about PlayStation from most people than I did about Xbox. Um, I think that PlayStation, it's also a bigger the news and social media hyped it up more with the idea of not being
Their
able to get it.
marketing. Yeah.
That marketing of not being able to get it. So it was kind of like, oh, I can't get it. I need it now.
Yeah.
So the rarity of it, supply and demand, made it more exciting for people to get it. Um, However, I gotta say the one statement. So Microsoft sold 1.31 million Xbox Series X and S consoles combined.
Mm-hmm.
Sony sold 2.83 PS5. And here comes Nintendo Switch with 5.86 million during the first quarter. 5.86 million
Yeah, they're
compared
having an
to
amazing year between the beginning of the pandemic up until now. They just been selling like crazy.
yeah, and that's this is the year of the Switch. This is the year of Nintendo.
And also
Nintendo
too,
is coming back.
PS5, when you think about it, they've had more games come out for their console, more exclusives than Xbox. Xbox has been really, in my opinion, focused on Xbox Game Pass, which I think is amazing. So that's another thing where you get Game Pass and you can play certain games from Xbox on your PC. You don't even need an Xbox.
Well, that depends though too. 'Cause I know Fresco had the issue with that.
Yeah,
He
certain
thought that you
games.
can get right certain games, not all
Yeah,
games. He thought
yeah.
you can get all Xbox games on a PC, which you can't.
But that's a big help too. The Xbox Game Pass is big, and it's like, why do I need to get a console when I could just play this on my PC?
Oh
And
yeah, without a
and
doubt.
a lot of these also too, where there was no Halo for when it dropped. Usually, whenever there's a next gen Xbox, there's a Halo. Halo got pushed back, so this could also be an issue that there hasn't been Xbox exclusives as big as Halo to really grab the attention of the consumer. There was no Gears of War, anything. Like it was just here's your
Right,
Xbox and have fun. You could play
right.
Xbox One games on your Xbox Series X. People are like, so then why do I need it?
Exactly, exactly, and that's like a big thing too. And that one thing that I think did hinder them is during their was it E3 or when they released when they showed the next gen console
Yeah,
games
the E3, yeah.
and they showed you Halos, the new Halo footage, game footage,
Yeah, yeah.
and
They
I
got a lot
swear
of
I
bad
was
feedback.
looking at Xbox 360 or original Xbox graphics on Xbox Series X. So it was kind of like that right there also might have hindered a little bit where PS5 their release, their launch. Remember Xbox's biggest launches though too. You had the Xbox One with the Connect. You had,
Yeah,
you
which
had
failed.
right, exactly. And it was more that they gear more towards the idea of not gaming, they gear
The
more of the
all-in-one home
all
system.
one.
Yeah.
Right, exactly. And PS5, I mean, they have that controller, man.
Yeah,
That dual
the
controller alone just makes
yeah.
me want a PS5 just for that alone, that haptic
It's
feedback.
really next gen. If there's anything next gen, it's the remote. That controller, the
Like
PS5 is amazing. And I haven't
that
even played
alone makes me want to
Returnal.
get it.
And I know Fresco was playing it. He just finished it on his stream. And even he mentioned it too. Like the experience with the remote is incredible.
Yeah.
There's no
And
comparing it.
that's a huge thing that I think is just amazingly like
Yeah.
PS5 definitely has it. I mean, they definitely have a lot more going for them this year.
Yeah. Just look at
But
the games, man. And we're gonna get Ratchet and Clank next month. That's
yeah,
gonna be big. You came out with Returnal. You had Spider-Man Miles Morales in the beginning. You know, and then you had the PlayStation Plus collection where it gave you these great games for free.
yeah, yeah, exactly. The
There's
stay at home, the rest of those, like they have
yeah,
that. They didn't have a very big jump off at the beginning of
yeah,
like announcements for exclusive, but they're coming forward with a lot more,
yeah. As the
and they're
year is
coming out with a
coming
lot
in,
more.
more of these games are coming out, and it's only a matter of time when Xbox starts to bring out their exclusives. But it may be too late. They may not be able to catch up to them. I don't know. But I
Yeah,
do see
no,
that once they're more available, you're gonna see the sales go up, and once Halo comes, there's gonna be a more of a reason to get it.
Yeah, without a doubt, without a doubt. And
Hmm.
I think like you said too, Xbox's biggest selling point is the Xbox Game Pass. I mean,
Yeah,
that's the overall.
it's
You
huge.
pay whatever you pay a month, like
$15 a
that,
month. I know because
right?
I pay for it for my son.
And you got the $1 when you first start off. It's
Yeah,
$1 for three
to try it
months,
out. Why not?
and you can get almost any game you want. Just download a game, play it. Yeah, fuck it. I don't like it. Delete
Yeah.
it. Play another game. You don't have to worry about going to the store and shit. So
That's the one thing that PlayStation is missing, and I don't know if they're gonna come out with something to compete with that. But PlayStation is missing the Game Pass. They need something, and everyone said it. You need to compare. You need to combine the PlayStation Plus with the PlayStation Now, and just allow PlayStation consumers play games that they want whenever they want for free. I mean, it's not for free. I mean, there is a price, but to have the catalog like Game Pass has, where you could just play, delete. Sometimes games come out day one, like Outriders and MLB The Show. Those were game one Xbox Game Pass. Imagine you don't have to
just
pay
gonna say,
$60. You just try
yep,
it out.
exactly. I was gonna say, day one releases that they have
Yeah, it's
is
incredible.
phenomenal compared to what other people do. I mean, I don't
Yeah.
know how they're making money off of it, but it is what it is.
Yeah, and the thing is, now if that was, let's say that was just an Xbox Series X and S exclusive, maybe that's a reason to go for it, but it's not. So right now, maybe that's why the sales are not that big. And yeah, granted, it's hard to get a console, but to see that PS5 is selling so much is like, where are they going? Who has them?
Yeah, I think you can get an Xbox Series X faster than a PS5 right now too. Easier at least.
Maybe at
I
this point,
think
I
you
don't
possibly.
know. Because I know when I was looking for it to get for my son, it literally took me a month to get one. Because every time it will get announced on Twitter, I will go and then it's sold out. And I will literally be on my phone like, hey, when is it coming up? When is it coming up?
Yeah,
And
but
then I
how long were
eventually
you
got one.
trying though? You were trying for a month.
Yeah, for a month. Yeah, yeah.
I was trying for a few months for a PS5 and it wasn't happening.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean,
It maybe get easy. Like I said, it may get easier down the line more, now that more and more people are getting them. But I think you literally just have to sit on your phone and just literally watch that thing go off.
yeah,
Maybe.
exactly, exactly. Um, so where we did touch on our main topics. There are two topics that I do want to touch on
So
real
these are
quick though.
bonus
These are
topics.
two bonus topics real
All right.
quick. The first one is one that you really don't know much about.
Okay.
But I did want to mention it though. A lot of people do mention that gaming and everything else too can be a toxic environment on the online community a lot of times. But there is proof that you have your bad of your toxic community, you have your bad areas, but yet you do have also your family areas.
Mm-hmm.
We mentioned that with our Discord, with our with the community that Twitch offers you. Um, but then also Final Fantasy 14, we did just lose the creator of Berserk, the manga Berserk. So Kentaro Miura did die of Berserk from Berserk. He did die May 6th of aortic dissection. Now Final Fantasy 14, though, one of the main characters, like it's an MMO RPG. So you create your own character. You have different classes you could choose. You could be
Mm-hmm.
a ninja. You could be a whatever you want to be, a bard, etc. They did a tribute of the Dark Knight because the Dark Knight character is a character that's based off of this gentleman's designs.
Okay.
Um, so the day of his passing, every single server on all the worlds, they ended up doing a mourning where they stood. Dark Knights was stood lining up from shoulder to shoulder and just lined up with their swords down on the ground across the maps, and they were just basically paying tribute. They put their character there. They lined up from morning to night in tribute of Katara. They had bards. Every so often, you would see a bard playing music, and one of the great things about that too is if you're a bard, you can actually play your own music. You choose, and they learn they certain music you can play, like how you play it and all. Um, but yeah, so I mean, just to see something like that though, and I do know numerous times when players do pass away, if they're a player in the community, they hold funerals because
Wow.
these are people that you don't see. You might never meet these people. They're from
Yeah,
across
yeah,
the world.
yeah.
You have people from all over the world playing with each other. So I mean, it does show that people do come together, especially with MMORPGs, and with RPGs in general, role playing in general. It causes bonds, it makes bonds, it makes family ties, and some people feel that they're closer with them than they are with their own family at times.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So I do want to pay my respects though to Kentaro Miura. He was a legend within the manga community. Um, but yeah, so that I did want to touch on that. And then we do want to touch on a very exciting news, which is Back for Blood, the new video game, the new sequel to Left 4 Dead.
Well, it's not really a sequel to Left 4 Dead,
Not
but it's
really a
the
sequel, right?
creators of Left 4 Dead.
Right, because they
Now
had to
you've
change
played
the
this
name.
game. I've never played it.
Right, so I'm actually playing Left 4 Dead 2 with Riddler. I play it on weekends. I might even be playing it later on today. I'm not too sure yet. Um, so Left 4 Dead though too is Left 4 Dead in general though is a third-person shooter during a zombie outbreak kind of thing, and you basically just try to like you're going through different maps trying to make it to the end,
Mm-hmm.
and it's team based thing. You're basically working together against
Yeah.
hordes of zombies, and they have special zombies. Like you have a boomer which pukes vomit on you, which causes more zombies to come after you. But Back for Blood though is the sequel, not sequel. It's from the same creators again, like we said.
Mm-hmm.
And they had to change the name mainly because of the fact that when they left the company, they didn't have the rights to the name. So watching the gameplay trailer though, it looks amazing. It's literally Left 4 Dead, but just updated graphics.
Yeah. That's why it's
Um,
funny because it's like it's Back 4 Blood, Left 4 Dead. It's just the same kind of thing.
Somebody had said they go first I was Left for Dead and now I'm coming back for blood. So
Pretty
they
cool.
left me for dead and now I'm back for blood.
That's
Is
dope.
what it was done.
Yeah, yeah.
Um, so now they changed it up though. The new people that are hunting for zombies are called cleaners. They have a huge cast of characters, a huge list of characters. I think there's 8 characters right now
And no
for
one could be
cleaners.
the same character. Everyone has to be a different specialist.
Right. Everybody, even in Left 4 Dead 2, everybody
Mm-hmm.
chooses your own character. So this way it's kind of like you don't end up in a Call of Duty situation
Yeah,
where
yeah.
you have everybody running around looking like Mira. So but yeah, so the good thing though that I love, and I was reading up on it, is that in this situation, all the cleaners have special abilities.
Yeah.
Um, so a Walker, you have Walker, Doc, Carly. So Walker, for instance, I'm just gonna go with him. Precision kills, increased accuracy, it gets more damage and more team health. Then you have Doc, low health heal bonus. He has healing efficiency, team trauma resistance. So it's gonna be playing more off of the team-based skill where
Yeah.
Overwatch does, and the rest of them where you have to work together
Mm-hmm.
because some characters have more benefits to your team than other characters will.
Yeah.
I wonder though if they're going to make this into an 8-player multiplayer or not.
Oh my god, that's too much. Too many people to have control. I think 4 is the most. I mean,
I don't know.
eight people. You gotta rely on 8 people. Like, can you really find 8 friends that are gonna play this game with you? You're gonna play with a lot of randoms. Sometimes you even find it's hard to find 4 people to play with in Warzone.
Yeah, no, playing with just friends in general would be hard. It would be randos, of
Yeah,
course. Yeah.
that's gonna be tough.
Um,
Some people are gonna have microphones. They're gonna be doing whatever they want. Then you gotta go res them. Then you go to res them. Then you die. It's too much, man. I've been down that road before.
this is true. This is very true.
But I think
I want to see where I want to see because I know they have new zombies, new kinds of zombies, new kinds of everything going on. But I want to see what their multiplayer is going to be like because the multiplayer is where you get to choose to be a zombie or be a cleaner. At
now
least in Left 4 Dead 2.
I saw the trailer and I don't know. They said it was gonna be towards the end of or fall. They didn't give an exact date of the release, right?
I don't believe so. Oh no, it is scheduled to release on October 12th for
October. Yeah,
PS4,
yeah, yeah. In
PS4,
October.
PS5, Xbox Series XS, One, and PC. So you're going to be able to get it on all the systems from
So that will be
PS4 all the way up.
so that'll be the fall, pretty much fall 2021.
Yeah. Fall
Yeah.
2021 it'll be released.
And
So.
now the thing is, I'm looking forward to this because I love zombie games and I love zombie shooters, and it's just always been a thing for me. But I never got into Left 4 Dead because it was an Xbox exclusive. I didn't have an Xbox, so I never really got into it because I didn't have a console to play it on. But now that this is gonna be released for PS5, I'm now gonna invest in some time. I hope it's good. I hope I don't waste my time. But I can see us, you and I, and maybe 2 other people. We get in there and we just rip shit. It,
Oh
it
yeah.
looks that much fun where we can bounce off of each other's abilities and we can go out there and have a great time. It looks like a good like co-op fun, in my opinion. It's not a game that I will play by myself, but with friends, I think it's a cool game.
Hopefully by then I'll have a PS5 too.
Oh, you better have it. If by then Johnny BoomBotz does not have a PS5, I'm just gonna say you're slacking. There's no way you're gonna go all the way into in October and do not have a PS5.
What do I get a PS5 or do I upgrade my PC? Yeah.
By that time, you should have enough money to do both. We're talking October. We're only in May. This
My
guy's
birthday's
really
coming up. If you want to buy me a computer, we could work it that way.
no. 5 months from now, you should have enough to upgrade your PC and get a PS5. Now,
Yeah,
would you get a
we'll see
digital
going forward.
PS5 or would you get the disc one? They're pretty much the same.
I'm not doing digital.
Okay, just like me.
I,
Yeah, I
I'm not
like
gonna do
having physical
digital,
disc.
right? Mainly because of the fact that I started collecting.
Okay, that's another
Recently,
reason.
I just started collecting games. Now I'm starting to hold on to my games. I never
Okay,
did before. But that also is the idea that with digital, I don't. Yes, digital is the future, but I don't feel safe with it
me
because look
either.
at what happened with the PS. Look at PlayStation did with PS3. Like if
Yeah,
you had the store, like if you don't have the game, you weren't going to be able to get updates or patches to the game, whatever like that. I mean,
yeah,
you don't have the game, like so if you don't have the digital game and they shut the store down, you're screwed.
yeah,
I have a ton of movies that are digital, and I always fear the fact that if they
yeah.
shut down the system, where
Oh,
all my
they're
hundreds of my
gone.
movies are gone. Like,
Yeah, no. Speaking on that, before we end, I was collecting DVDs. Right, this was back in 2000 and maybe I want to say 14. I had over 150 movies. And then it was just getting too crazy. I'm like, damn, I gotta get rid of this. It's taking too much space in my house. I had collector editions, big boxes, and I started to sell them because I started doing digital. I got a hard drive, put everything on the hard drive so I could take it with me and do whatever. What you have is like these codes where you go to a website and you pull it up, right?
right.
So
So what we did was we have a lot of our movies. My wife does with Vudu, where you actually buy them. So you have your movie,
mm,
and then you scan the barcode, and if Vudu has it, you pay them like $1 or 99 cents, whatever like that, though, and you
mm.
buy the movie through them, and you can just give it to your DVD.
Yeah,
So
but
like
what you're
you can
saying,
pay for it.
if that server goes down, it's gone. You don't have like a physical, like, are you able to download the movie to something? I don't
No,
think
I don't
so.
think so. No.
So that's the thing. I was able to download these movies and put them on a hard drive so that way I could take them wherever I go to watch them whenever I want and put all of them like in categories and folders and stuff like that and get rid of that. But I still miss having the collector's editions and the boxes and the physical copies of these DVDs.
Yeah, I
And
agree with that. And they're getting away from that too, which is
yeah,
interesting.
yeah,
I don't
because
see as
everything's
much of
going
that anymore.
digital. Everything's going
Yeah.
digital. Well, anyway, Johnny, this was a great another great episode. We're gonna continue doing this every Monday. We're gonna talk about the previous week's top topics in the gaming world, and sometimes we talk movies as well. And you're gonna also get reviews of other shows. We're gonna be getting closer to Loki.
June 9th.
June 9th, Wednesday. So we're going to be talking about that when it drops and every episode after that. And then we'll do like a big review of the overall, the whole season and what our thoughts were. So be on the lookout for that. And if you're not subscribed to the channel, make sure you go ahead and like, comment, and subscribe on this video. And you can also hear us wherever you get your podcasts. So just type in Keep Gaming Podcast. It's going to pop up. Make sure you subscribe to that. It's free. And make sure you go ahead and watch Johnny on Twitch. Johnny, what is your Twitch channel?
It's Johnny JOHNNY _ BoomBotz BOOMBOTZ. So
You can catch him on Twitch.
twitch.tv/Johnny BoomBotz.
Yes, and I'll put all the information down below in the description. And I stream every Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday on Twitch. So catch me on Twitch on those days. And that's it for us, man. Until next time, keep gaming. Peace.